All right, good evening, team. I just wanted to do a quick video just as a reminder to help everybody maintain a little bit of perspective after we've had a fairly violent or sporadic move to the downside. It's always important to maintain perspective, as we know. So we're going to start with the monthly here, taking a little zoom out. And as we see, we look at the monthly and we can see that the market is for the most part balancing lower. um, and that's just something to note, right? We're in a pretty wide bracket. You're looking at around 36,000 on the low, about 43 or 3,600 on the low to 4,300 on the high. So they're in a pretty wide range. If you look up here, you can see the ATR, average trading range, is about 386 handles, which is a very wide range. Just letting you know that maybe it might be a decent time to pull a little bit of risk off. But we still are pretty significantly far off the low. We have made a lower low, and now we're back above below the previous month's low, which is a significant level for this month that we definitely want to maintain track of. But we are still, we didn't even go down to September's low today. So not saying that the market can't continue lower, but this is how you help maintain perspective. Okay, we'll switch to the weekly here. And on the weekly, we can see in here, on the weekly, you can see the market is kind of balancing lower, right? Little weekly balance lower. So we're seeing balance on the monthly, balance on the weekly. This is indicative of traders kind of, you know, getting into those fair prices or positioning themselves accordingly. I do think today was, mostly weak-handed traders or momentum traders kind of piling in. Big money is not really in the business of shitting on the market like they did today. So we just kind of seen a lot of momentum traders, and it just makes sense. But we want to still maintain perspective. Now, if we break this balance low of the weekly level, right, that could definitely cause some more downside. We'd be looking really down to this balance down here and see for acceptance or rejection from this previous weekly balance. We head over to the daily. We can see, everyone's favorite island top reversal. I'm surprised I haven't seen it on some videos yet, but I mean, that's pretty much like to a T what it looks like. We've still got this gap up here, which is showing where our longer term seller has entered the market. It looks once again that possible longer term seller has entered the market and pushed the market a little bit lower, causing that liquidation and then possible margin calls because we were underneath of that T2 low. Just something that we want to be paying attention to. So after one time framing up for 5 days in a row, we call this, or Peter Resnicek calls this, buyers shut off, right? We just gave up 3 days of upside all in one day. That's just something key to note, that buyers are shut off. So letting us know we need to be cautious on the upside. Don't try to be a hero and time it. Let the market figure out what it wants to do. And, there's no real necessity to trade. Remember, you don't have to be in a trade. I know the volatility tends to stir people up and you want to jump into the trade because you feel like you're missing out. The market's always going to be there. The volatility will come and go. Don't worry about it. Okay? It's better to be able to trade another day than lose it all on the day. Switching over here to the profile now, we can see today's profile left a bit of single prints, and we'll just go ahead and start at the top here. We can see we had a pretty big gap down, and the market, basically opened up, did a little peek back, and then pretty much one time frame down. A, B, C, D, and E. Got a little bit too short early on, then trap some momentum longs here. We set up a nice trade actually early on in the trade room. Even though we weren't able to stream today, we had talked about getting short inside this weak spot right here around this 24 with a stop here, and we were targeting the B low. So, pretty pretty decent short early on. The momentum started to slow. One of our members called it out, Peter, and we were talking about during this C period. Well, we started to form a poor low. Market rallied a little bit. Momentum traders tried to pile on. We got no volume up there. We left behind pretty mechanical reference. I would say this I came right to that B low. Uh, just something to note going forward. And then the market started one time framing down after it trapped up enough liquidity. And then we finished on a spike, leaving a couple of sets, or actually 3 sets of single prints here, uh, and finished on the spike. So going into tomorrow, the key will be to determine, well, you're going to have to see what overnight inventory does. We do have core PPI coming out. Remember, PPI came out today, but it was minus core. So today or tomorrow, we have core PPI and PPI month over month tomorrow, which may move the market. It'll be something to pay attention to. Ending on a spike, we'll have spike rules in play. Right below the spike, we could start to see the market look lower into that previous balance zone that we were talking about. If the market is not able to break this lower spike, look for it to test up into some of these single prints where we know we've got some supply overhead. But other than that, I just wanted to do a quick recap and touch bases with everybody to help everybody maintain perspective, right? Remember, that is the most important thing. We don't need to go into tomorrow just ready to click the short button. Oftentimes, short covering can be violent and fast, and you don't want to get caught in the heels of a short covering rally. It can be very damaging to your account. That's why it's always important at the end of every day to zoom out and pay attention to what the broader market is trying to do. And if you do want to get short and you're set on getting short and you know for sure you're not doing anything but getting short, well, just pay attention to the spots that you're looking to get short from, okay? Other than that, you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys on the stream in the morning.